Okay guys, well we're back in Florida. Lori Sue is hauled out getting more warranty work, and as we have figured out, new boats may sometimes be just as much work as old boats. And one of the things we love to do is just scan the auction sites and look for good deals, and we found one that might be one of those like 1 in a million kinds of deals, like $100 trawler, and we had to go check it out. So we're here checking her out. Billy and I both get our love for a good boat deal from our dads. The other night at dinner, we were talking about boats, which is a very usual dinner conversation for us, and Billy and my dad both said they stumbled upon a potential smoking deal. Turns out, they were looking at the same boat, so we figured we would all go check it out together. This is a 2004 57-foot Millennium trawler with a 16-foot beam and a 5.5-foot draft. It has 2 staterooms, 2 heads, and 2 showers. It holds 600 gallons of fuel and 200 gallons of water. It has 2 inboard diesel John Deere 6081s and a 12 kilowatt tropical generator. And the photos from the auction site make it look like it's in pretty good condition, especially with a starting bid of a whopping $1. The one downfall is, well, it sank, and apparently nothing works. Davy Jones Locker! Initial first thoughts, 57 feet is a heck of a lot of boat.
The dockage here. How much is it? Yeah.
Wood, I think.
Can we get sick going in this thing?
Yeah. Lots of mold? Really?
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. What is that? What is that plant? Oh, it stinks.
Stinks.
Oh, God. Should have brought our respirators.
Ooh, I think I just walked in a spider web. Look, there's a dishwasher. Or not. Just kidding. What is this?
Garbage.
Yeah, but why does it say on off?
Compactor? So, can you tell where the water line is? Let's go. I like it. Probably skewers.
Man, so much space.
Room number 1?
Yeah.
Guest room?
Kind of such a funky layout. Like, this is solid. This is core.
Where is this suit?
Where's the tool room? Feel the mold in there?
That's just not just a shower. You get a tub.
This boat's making Mountain Mist look pristine.
Yeah.
When we got her for $100.
It got wet, but wow. This is a different. This is kind of funky. We've never seen this in trawlers before. Like, we're in the front of the boat, so the V berth is right up there. Bunk is going this way, and you have low headroom above the bunk. Just kind of funky, but big bunk.
Workshop.
Tools all ready to go.
AC?
Wow. Is that what that
Lots
is?
of wires.
All stay dried. They didn't get wet. Everything's easy to get to.
Are we gonna die from coming in here?
Look at all the mold on all of it.
Bleach, bleach, bleach. That's just like a header, right? That they peeled off of there.
Liner?
Liner. Head liner. That's your bed.
Yeah. Mold bad. You see all the mold in there?
Yeah.
That's just a bleach and it would all disappear.
Ugh.
I'm just worried about breathing in there right now. Oh wow, look at this thing.
Oh gosh, are there gonna be animals down here?
I don't know. This is crazy. So big engine room, not any headroom like we had in Mountain Mist. John Deere.
Nothing runs like a deer.
Does it look rusty?
It really doesn't look like they've been underwater, but I guess that apparently they have. Not much room to rebuild these things in here. Oh, that would be such a pain.
Because the last one you could stand up. I wonder if you could take the floor off though.
Oh, maybe. Above us.
Are those the batteries?
These are, yeah.
They're huge.
It seems like everything just got covered in oil down here. Oh, milky. That's transmission. Seems like there might be some water in there. And where's the oil dipstick? I don't see the oil dipstick on either side.
Little more boat than your old trawler?
Yeah.
I don't think you could pay me enough.
It would be cool. It would be a really cool, like, 2-year freaking $100,000 project.
2 years. Mountain Mist almost took us a year, and it was way smaller and nowhere near.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 8 months on Mountain Mist. This would take 2 years, at least $100,000. At least. Ooh, heard a crack when he was walking up there. Oh, that's all. That's wet wood for sure.
Why would they make them with wood up here in 2004? I feel like we should be past that. No?
All right.
Okay, what are our thoughts on this smoking deal? Auction boat.
What was it up for originally? $5,000?
Well, I think it was originally 25 grand.
20 or 25.
Then it went to 5, and now it's at $1.
Yeah, because I guess this round it didn't sell for $5,000 or even close to it. Yeah, or so it's at back up for $1, which is pretty crazy. One line that could sum it all up is
the cheapest boats can be the most expensive boats.
Yep.
Would you ever want to take on this project?
I would not in our current situation. No way. Well, obviously, like I would never. Yeah, like maybe. It'd be an insane amount of work. So first off, the boat had sunk, not all the way, but like, a few feet at least, so the engines were underwater. So let's just start with the engines. I mean, so these were twin John Deere engines. They were underwater. I would never want to attempt to like rebuild these myself, just being underwater. I'd be happy to try to get them running if they weren't underwater, if they were just kind of not running, like on our DeFever 43. If it's just an old engine that's been sitting a while or something like that, like happy enough to turn some wrenches, see if we get this thing running. But if these engines have been underwater, like I am not attempting that. No way. So we actually got a quote from a company that rebuilds these engines, like super professional. I think they come with a warranty. So including like the freight to get them there, the complete rebuild, and freight to get them back and everything, it was like around $60,000 right off the bat. Not even to mention like the labor it would require to take these engines out of the boat and get them on a flatbed or a crate or whatever. You're talking about $60,000.
So that $1 boat, potentially, because that's what the auction starts at, that $1 boat automatically turned into a $60,000 boat.
Now that's kind of a $60,000 boat plus some more labor and some more costs and stuff, but with twin brand new John Deere engines, which would be pretty nice.
So the other thing you got to think about is 57 feet is expensive to store, and yeah, in the past we've done some work on Adrenaline and Neverland in the water, but for this kind of a project, you need to be either at a dock or hauled out in a boatyard, and that fee at 57 feet is expensive, and it's a huge project, so it's going to take a long time.
It's going to take an especially long time if someone's doing this like just on weekends and evenings and stuff like that, like on the side. We did Mountain Mist full time, and we filmed it, so it took double the amount of time, but we were working 60 to 80 hour weeks on that boat and filming it, so we were able to get it out of the yard like as fast as possible. But a boat like this can be in the yard for even longer and just
exponential cost depending on how long it takes.
And then the other thing to think about is we had some stipulations with Mountain Mist. We wanted to make sure her engines ran, and we wanted to make sure like it was in good enough condition where we could live in it, because then we weren't paying for like another home. This boat, you cannot immediately live in it. It wouldn't be safe. It is absolutely completely covered in mold.
Yeah, just you'd want to go in there with like one of those insect sprayers with like bleach and just like bleach the whole thing just to kill all that mold.
And not only that, but the boat went underwater, so I don't think any of the the engines don't work, obviously, we already talked about that, but I don't think any of the power, electric, anything works. So
yeah, it'd be a long shot for any of the electric.
You don't have electricity, you don't have shower, you don't have sink, you don't have toilet, you don't have any of the things you need in order to live on it, so you're also paying for somewhere to live.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the boat itself. So, Millennium Marine, I was not familiar with them. I kind of like the look and style of the boat. I thought it was pretty cool. But they're built generally for commercial fishing, and they're built by a company, Millennium Marine, up in Canada. So, mostly for commercial fishing. They have just a few different models, and some of them, they'll build just the hull, and then, like, another company will finish them out, and a lot of times that might be for recreational purposes, like as a recreational boat, like this one is. So I suspect that that's what happened with this one. Millennium Marine built the hull, and then someone or somewhere else finished it out to be like a recreational, like trawler type boat. But seemingly really well built boats. They have just a little bit of social media presence and stuff like that, and like some of these social media videos, this guy's like taking a sledgehammer and smashing the hull with it. So I think pretty well built boats. Some cool short videos of these boats going in and out of like rough inlets and stuff. And again, built for commercial fishing out of Canada.
So built for like some extreme weather, which is awesome. Like it's a hardy boat.
Seems like it, at least.
Those boats have a high value. So if you were able to take this and you paid for the engines and you paid to totally redo it, like you're going to have a very, very nice boat that could be worth a lot of money, but there's not a lot of comps out there.
So that's the thing. To have one of these boats built, and even the used ones that are out there, which are generally more commercial fishing boats, I don't think I saw any used ones on the market that were like recreational type boat. Type Millennium Marine boat. Like you're saying, like if you really did this right, you could have potentially a very valuable boat, but the brand's not as well known. There's almost no comps on the recreational side of it, so it would be tricky to sell. It's going to be a very specialty boat to sell in the end, especially compared to like what we had, the DeFever 43, which DeFever is a super well-known name in the trawler world.
Highly sought after.
The 43s, there weren't many out there, but there still were a bunch out there. And then the 44s, DeFever 44s, which are like a secondary comp in a way. There are plenty of those out there, like a ton of those out there.
And we're in no way, shape, or form saying this boat isn't as good or is probably better or whatever, but there's not as many people looking for it to make that market available when you do want to sell.
Yeah, right. Yeah, big boat, but you only have like one small room with like a funky layout, and then one bigger room that would be like a master in the front of the boat.
And like when we take on projects, we do it together, and we know it's going to take a long time. It's going to be our life or however long. For me, I need to love that boat in order to put all that time, energy, sweat, blood, tears into it. So on this boat, like I didn't love the layout. So for me, it was like a no kind of right off the bat, even if it was a super good deal, because if we ever were going to take it on, it would be our home. And it just 57 feet, but you only have 2 rooms. That doesn't make much sense to me.
And one of them's pretty small.
And they're right next to each other. Like, I love on this boat how we have one hull to ourselves, one hull to our guests. On Mountain Mist, we had the aft to ourselves, the bow to the guests. Like, I love that separation. It makes you feel like you have a lot more room. And for this boat, it was huge, but your living area was kind of cramped.
And the trade-off on that was that you did have this really big salon, you had a big galley, and you had a huge cockpit, and then even up in the flybridge was like a really nice amount of space. So I thought it was probably not the ideal layout, especially for something like what we would be looking for, but still a pretty cool layout. Definitely has its pros with those negatives as well.
So kind of with all that in mind, we just wanted to bring you along with us because we love looking at boat deals and boats for sale and boats on auction, because we know there are gems out there, and we wanted to bring you in our head while we're thinking about what could be a good deal, because a lot of people do get themselves in really bad situations where they think they're getting this smoking deal and they don't think about all this stuff, and then they're stuck with this boat that they're never going to be able to pay for to finish, and then they leave it in the yard, they don't pay for it, and then the yard gets angry because they have to pay to crush it, and then it makes what we want to do later harder, because yards have a bad idea in their head about people wanting to redo boats, you know?
Which is exactly the perception we ran into when we first got Mountain Mist, both in the original marina she was in and then when we brought her to the boatyard as well. In the end, I think we proved ourselves. We finished the project and we took her up to the Pacific Northwest and cruised her all around. But for every derelict or forgotten about or failed project out there, it just makes it harder for the next person who might even attempt, who might be successful at something like that. So we talked about that at the end of the Mountain Mist project, and I think it's definitely something to note.
So for you guys, we are very happy with Lori Sue, and we're going to be for many years to come. However, there will be another project boat in our future at some point. So we are always looking, and we thought it was fun to bring you along, so we hope you enjoyed. Now, with all of our thoughts laid out on the table, would any of you guys take on this project?
Yeah, let us know if you think we missed anything significant. I think if done right, that could be a really cool boat. It would probably take a lot of time, a lot of money, but in the end, like, you really could maybe put your time aside that it would take, put that aside, all the expenses that go into it. You could absolutely redeem that potentially if you found the right buyer in the future, or you could just keep the boat for the rest of your life, and that would certainly make it worth it. That's usually what's more worth it than trying to flip these boats or whatever.
And then let us know if you liked coming along with us, because like I said, we do look at these kinds of deals all the time, and they do pop up, and a lot of times we just go look by ourselves without the cameras. But if you liked it, maybe we'll throw it in every once in a while when we're on all our adventures.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for coming. Next video, we're going to get into all the warranty work that's going on Lori Sue, and we'll kind of wrap it up. It's going to be pretty interesting. I think you guys will get a kick out of it. So.
And while you're here, our new fish print shirts are in. They came out so good, and you guys have already crushed it, and we're running pretty low, but if you want to get one for yourself.
Perfect.
We had fun making them, and we hope you like them, so go check them out!